Okay, so if you've ever managed a project, you know the feeling, right? It's like a tidal wave of feature requests, bug reports, and brilliant ideas all crashing down at once. It can be pure chaos. But what if I told you there was a way to bring some crystal clear clarity to that storm? Well, today, we're going to break down 3 really powerful methods that do exactly that, turning your messy backlog into a value-driven roadmap.
Ah, yes, the 4 most dangerous words in project management. Everything is a top priority. We've all been there. A stakeholder, a client, maybe even your own boss drops that line. And you and I both know what that really means. It means nothing is a priority. It's just a surefire recipe for a paralyzed team and a completely derailed project.
So that's the real challenge, isn't it? How in the world do you sift through all of that noise to find a clear, actionable path forward? Well, it turns out it all comes down to having the right tools in your toolkit.
Let's be real for a second. Sometimes our backlogs look less like a strategic plan and more like this. It's a chaotic shopping list where every single item is screaming for attention. You've got your essentials, milk and bread, sitting right next to, a yacht and a space rocket. How are you supposed to manage that?
And this is exactly why getting prioritization right is so critical. It's not just about making a neat to-do list. It's about strategically delivering the highest value to your customers first. It's about getting all your stakeholders aligned so everyone is actually rowing in the same direction. It helps you manage expectations, cut down on that dreaded scope creep, and, ultimately make smarter trade-offs. This stuff is your shield against chaos and wasted effort.
So let's get into our first tool for building that shield, the MoSCoW method. I like to think of this one as the art of negotiation, because it gives you this really simple but powerful framework for having those tough priority conversations with your stakeholders.
It's just a simple acronym: must have, should have, could have, and won't have. Your must-haves are the absolute non-negotiables. The product simply can't launch without them. Think about a user login system. Should-haves are important for sure, but they're not critical for this specific release, like biometric login. It's great to have, but you can go live without it. Could-haves are your nice-to-haves, the cherry on top if you have the time. And crucially, won't-haves explicitly define what's out of scope for now, which is absolutely essential for managing everyone's expectations.
All right, next up is one of my absolute favorites, the Kano model. So if MoSCoW is all about negotiating with your stakeholders, Kano is about understanding your customer's emotional response. This is really the key to creating genuine delight.
The whole model really boils down to 3 core reactions. First, you have basic needs. These are the features customers just expect to be there. If they're missing, people are unhappy, but if they're present, nobody's sending you a thank you card. Second, you've got performance needs, where more is always better. Think speed, storage, that kind of thing. And third, you've got the magic category, exciters. These are those unexpected gems that create loyal fans for life.
Think about it like this. An app that just loads properly, that's a basic need. You don't get praise for it, but you will definitely hear complaints if it fails. Faster delivery time, that's a classic performance need. The faster the better. But a surprise discount after a few orders, now that's a delighter. It's completely unexpected, and that's the kind of thing that builds real, lasting brand loyalty.
Okay, our third tool is the value versus effort matrix. This is the ultimate pragmatist tool, right? It's the planner's best friend. It helps you map out the most efficient path forward by just asking 2 simple questions. How much value will this thing bring, and how hard is it to actually build?
It's a simple 2x2 grid where you plot out all your features. The sweet spot, the place you really want to live, is that top left corner, quick wins. These are your high-value, low-effort gems that deliver maximum impact for minimum work. Then you've got your major projects in the top right. Still high value, but they need some serious planning. The 2 boxes at the bottom? Well, those are the things you either save for last or maybe, just maybe, avoid altogether.
Let's run through some quick examples. Adding a Remember Me checkbox? That's a classic quick win. Super easy to implement, but huge value for user convenience. Building a real-time tracking map? That's a major project. High value, but also high effort. A minor UI color tweak is a filler you can do if you have some downtime. And a complex 3D product preview that takes months to build but adds very little real value? That's probably something you want to avoid.
Now, here is where it gets really, really powerful, because these aren't 3 separate competing tools. Think of them as components of a single, cohesive strategy.
First, you use MoSCoW. That's your tool for stakeholder negotiation. It forces the conversation to clarify what is absolutely critical for launch versus what's just a nice-to-have.
Next, you bring in the Kano model. This is your lens for customer empathy. It makes sure you're not just shipping features, but you're actually investing in the ones that create satisfaction and delight.
And finally, you pull out the value versus effort matrix. This is your pragmatic planning tool. It helps you map out your resource allocation and find the most efficient path to delivering value.
So when you combine these three lenses, the stakeholder view from MoSCoW, the customer view from Kano, and the execution view from value versus effort, you get this incredible transformation. You go from that messy, chaotic backlog to a strategic, clear, and defensible roadmap that your entire team can actually get behind. Let's put it all together real quick with a grocery app. MoSCoW tells us product search is a must-have, but that fancy AR fridge scanner is a won't-have from now. Kano tells us faster delivery is a key performance metric and that a free first delivery is a delighter. And value versus effort flags an add-to-cart shortcut as a quick win, while the real-time driver map is a major project. See? Each tool gives you a different vital piece of the puzzle.
This is the transformation we're talking about. You move from an unprioritized backlog and total stakeholder confusion to a clear roadmap and a fully aligned team. You stop wasting effort on low-impact work, and you start delivering things that create real, measurable value. That is the power of using the right framework.
So, I'll leave you with this to think about for your own work. Take a look at that value versus effort matrix. What's one high-value, low-effort item you could tackle right now to make an immediate impact? What's your first quick win?